There are humans coming to us. They are coming in search of big answers, the big purpose of life. In all seriousness, they step into this world, and here they come. Greetings, spiritual people, you shiny and large, whatever you want to call them. And we are looking at human like, oh, how obsessed with thoughts you are. It is clear where he is coming from. He is coming out of that valley of sorrows, and at once interest shows up. What it is such a thing you all are doing there, that all of you are coming here to solve some kind of problem. Where is that problem? Where is that cause? And then we took a magnifying glass and looked from where is coming this gloomy, thoughtful, shadow-filled being. We noticed planet Earth, as you call it Earth. But on Earth itself you can't just do as you wish. You have to discuss what you can do, what you can and cannot do, because in this valley of sorrows you cannot just give this kind of energy current. You need some kind of grounding point, some kind of little direction point, through which, little by little, as much as it is allowed, that much guide you forward and as same much guide you outward. And so this grounding point is being searched for, looked at, and so you get to know this so-called Valley of Sorrows. Maybe we are sounding kind of rough, but this way it is easier for us to express this thought we want to present. And then we start to see that human himself in a wondrous way, wondrous and interesting way. He himself in his nature puts himself in his shadow and just plays so astounding scenarios and so astounding thoughts he's playing and so wonderful and interesting stories he's playing. So to say, he plays with his own shadow. He's staying in his own shadow. He creates his own shadow. And then he says to his children, dear children, life is just simply tough, difficult. But you have to do anything possible. You have to do something, to learn, to work. And there you have there you have a shovel of your father. You have to continue his work and transfer this shovel from generation to generation. Give this shovel further and further, because it is, we don't want to say that tradition, but our kind of nature. Nature with whom our parents, grandparents and grandparents could not solve. The roots are very, very long. And then you are watching and thinking that the only thing you can say, lovely human who has come here, why and where did you program yourself like this? So interesting. And then you have it. There is no such thing as problem. That is only your personal view on specific situation which you yourself attuned and focused on. There is no such thing as problem. There are no problems. What happens if I die? Absolutely nothing. You can be do and go anywhere, anything and anyhow you wish it. Are there any more questions? Really nothing. Really, indeed nothing. We can show you millions example. Look here, here and here, do this, this and that. Then he starts to feel happier. And then he goes back, wakes up like it was only a dream. Interesting dream. But that smile remains inside. That smile resides. That smile is still inside of self, which makes you sparking and makes you look at life differently. And then again, this somehow is exactly like that. Somehow it is really like that. And then you ask if humans are coming to us. Yes. If we are going to others. Yes. If we are going to humans and others, the answer is yes and yes. And then starts exploration of your own shadow self. And then it would be like this. Dear human who is now listening, all of you have this radiation inside of you, which wants to come outside, but it is professionally suppressed by you who is sitting there and thinking. And it has come so deep and so far that thinking is constant state. But we want to encourage you to allow yourself to that radiation which momentarily comes outside. Wonderful and really simple. So, state of pause. Uh, what would you like to know? Once again? Can I read from paper? Of course. Do you think so? There is no moment we want to sleep. There is no time to sleep. No time to sleep. Do you want it serious? Or you want it answer in our style? In your style, of course. There is no time to sleep. All the time you have to do this and that. And even if there is time for a time to take a deep breath, wait. Take a moment. Take a deep breath and let's go again. Let's do anything. Every moment is interesting, adventurous, because in this life is that interesting moment. So you cannot just lay back and relax. Absolutely nothing to relax out of. We don't have that kind of physical body like you have. That's why we don't need energetic relaxation. We don't need that kind of cell transformation. It becomes slower and slower. And sometimes you even yawn for a really long time. We don't have that physical slow movement. Everything changes really fast and really fast. The thing you call energetic exchange. We don't have that kind of heavy feeling that is coming. And do you see dreams? Which one doesn't sleep, that doesn't dream? Is that a question? If we see a dreams? We have similar aspects which you call dreams. We have similar aspects which you can call a dream. Would you like to dive wider in this topic? We would like to say yes. We are searching for words which would explain how we experience that state of dreaming. So interesting. We have no time to sleep. We have no time to think. We have no time to enter the dream. Because every moment, this truthful moment, is so interesting. Every moment we experience is so interesting and so adventurous and so wonderful. Interesting. This, how do you see it through your... how do you see your dreams through your third eye? Through your energetic, how you say, field? We don't need to use that kind of thing. Because every moment we change our behavior, our kind of energetic perspective on the world, and we can jump inside this experience and see it as we wish it. That's kind of our way of dreaming. But really often we can experience that kind of state. So simple. If you can look at the moment, even if it is suffering, that's your choice. Or if it's cool experience, that's your choice. If you choose suffering, then you can start to suffer. I choose to suffer, that's why I need to start to feel how is this to suffer. That's how we experience highest feeling of suffering, and so on. Any experience and any perspective on situation, that is only one attunement for a situation. It's a choice of the human nature. And human is making it difficult by thinking. Cultivating all that information, saving himself in that information, saving himself in that nature, saving himself in that energetic nature. And so he's playing so many scenarios and what is needed, what is not needed, and cultivates himself in that heavy energy. If he would realize that he can just step one way further and look at the situation from another perspective, one step higher, that is, you see that it is your choice to be in that situation and to see it as you choose it to see, even if it's suffering. And in that moment, you can change your behavior for a more positive behavior. So you can change any experience which you are experiencing. That is your own free choice. Maybe it's not my choice. Maybe it is your choice. It's your choice not to feel choice. Why do you even think about it? Why you think? If I think, then I am. That is the feeling. If you think, then you are watching thinking that then you are watching thinking thought that you are watching thinking of thought process. And if this thinking is helping you to understand or overstand the life better way, observing. But thinking is kind of, I have to say it, thinking is hard to observe when you think. Observer, or the side of consciousness which is observing, is affected by your energetic side. It is carrying that energetic feeling. The feelings that human is experiencing is very often chosen by the human himself. And we classify it a little bit by thinking energy, we classify it a little bit by gray energy. We call it maybe a philosophical, existential sides of life. And a human himself slide or dive deeper into these energies. He's cultivating until the moment when he understands that it's enough to think about it, until the moment when he realizes his real nature. And then his real nature comes outside, and his understanding, with understanding his own nature, higher nature will come outside, and all the thinking energies will come back, and until they are gone. And sometimes it is um, very special process. And it is making your thinking process. But not the thought itself, it is making the feeling in the observer. And from the observer feeling, it is coming to the little bit to emotion. And from the emotion, it is coming a little bit to the mind. And the mind is collecting all the feelings, collecting and making it all together with all the feelings he and memories he experienced. And mind is like collecting all of this together, and what the mind can serve you out of all the memories. Why I cannot hug a human on the street? Something is not allowing myself to hug a human on the street physically. But you are feeling what is not allowing you to hug him. Feeling, feel the feeling. With this thought, you experience your feeling deeper and deeper in yourself. Does it explain something? Yes, it does. Wonderful. How to change those energies in myself? How to change those energies which we were talking about in this story. So they are humans. We would like to explain this further when we talked about the topic of introducing each other. We will try, so you will understand from our perspective. Wonderful question. So, your physical life, your this life, that which you are here, you kind of want to dig some holes. Dig holes, dig bigger holes, dig mountains. You are born with this feeling that you want to dive deeper in this what you call challenges. Here are more condensed and heavier things. And when you come in this place, you came with your own baggage, with your own inner energies, which makes your persona. Your nature exists here. Human to human tells him like persona, would call it like person. And it is like his persona, his behaviors, and his human, how you say it? Yes, behaviors. When you are here, all resonates and resonates back, and there are circumstances which do not resonate. So it is like you are going on the street and you are already resonating on this energy, and you are inside this nature. So everything you experience is resonating with this same energy. Resonates with this same energy. mirrors back the same energy. For example, you are not okay that streets are not cleaned up. Streets are dirty. You're going on the streets and you see some rubbish, and it makes you angry that streets are not clean. With this energy, you are already feeling and reflecting your energies about the street. It's not only about the street, it's not only about anger, same as it goes about the fear. You're going on the street and you hear some kind of noise and it makes you fear something. You're going on the street and suddenly you hear something about the politics and that stuff. And momentarily something comes up like it's not okay and you fear something. So this experience is reflecting inside of yourself. And further, it is your own free choice. That is your own free choice to go inside yourself and choose anger or fear or depressing problems. It is your own free choice to go inside deeper into these feelings. And these are just examples. If you go inside and deep and allow yourself to feel this feeling. In that way, if you unconsciously do that, you are going on autopilot. But if you are like, I feel this inside myself, I observe inside myself this. I think in grayish way, I feel uncomfortable, I fear out of this, you feel this, and go on, it is your own free choice. Do I wish to dive deeper inside this? Or you understand that it is not for me. It is not for me. Further, we are going on another story. The human who is in that positively charged, went inside the laughing world, joy world. The human who is already knows his higher self, how you can call it, in meditations. In meditations he is charged, who is charged with a positive energy. So that human is going on the street like singing, smiling, laughing, and others will think like he's so beautiful, so interesting. Oh my God. And he's watching the other humans like, oh, they are so interesting, what they are cultivating inside their heads, so wonderful. Full of experiences and so wonderful. And at the same time, I feel like so free, so wonderful, so good, so interesting, so free, so relaxed. So in this way, you with your own free choice are focused on energies which you want to. Sometimes deeper inside there are energies who are harder to let go. Sometimes people are digging deeper till the black bugs or something. And those humans who like are completely under the suffering, higher suffering self. Then he says, it is enough. I don't want to go inside this hole ever again. From that moment, he in his nature is letting all of this go, letting go, letting go, letting go. Understanding in his own nature, that he will never, that he is not interested in that, and he will never come back in that hole again. And for example, when he goes on the street and he hears some negative conversations and fears and etc., he already knows. I know what is that, and I don't want to go there anymore. I'm not interested in that. Momentarily, he lets it all go. So simple, elementary, wonderful, and everybody knew that. But sometimes it just won't let go. Because you say to yourself, no, I have to do like this, no, I have to do like that, and etc., etc. And you are building inside yourself like this, and you don't want to let go. You are holding to something and you don't want to let go. It's like how you say it, like mind perspectives, mind beliefs, which you don't want to let go of. It is easy to let go of everything. Really easy. Choice is in your hands. Your own choice is your own hands. Now the question is how to let go something very hard, which seems like very hard to let go. Firstly, just look where you are. In what place are you living? In what kind of place you yourself physically, where are you located? If human is in the rubbish till the years, then he says, oh, it's so hard to let go of this heavy rubbish. Really hard to let garbage. Something is in my way. Simply change your location. And you will be in those others' energies, in other locations, and when you come back in that location which is full of rubbish, you will feel that strong contrast between where you have been and where you are now. And you understand that physically and emotionally, energetically, you don't want to go back there. I will not go there. Does it explain something? Or you want it simpler or in more details? Method. Simpler method. From the moment when you are cultivating more energy inside yourself, you can say it meditation. You can connect to others, beings, but we can say not beings, energetic fields or information fields when you connect them, or worlds, even if one of worlds. Let's say humor of world of humor, but every person looks at it differently. For another person, walking inside the forest and relaxing. For another, it is meditation, and so on and so on. And as soon as you are filled with energies, positive energies, and you feel kind of frustration inside, you are starting to feeling this even more and more. And you cultivate inside yourself that positive good energies, and then you realize that all the problems and the stress and depressions, you start to realize that all those things are so simple and simply solved. Because that perspective from the place where you are now, when you are really high and positively charged in this kind of energy, in more shiny energy, You look at all the problems, you think that it's really easily to solve. But when you are inside in these so-called problems, it seems like almost impossible to solve. And then you want to make one first step into the higher, positively, energetically better direction, and making yourself and do what you want with good intentions and positive behavior. You will step by step you will uh, uh, cultivate higher and better and higher energies. You will start to know contrast between positive and negative. And when you will know that, you will feel everything that which is negative, and then your positive charged energy, shiny energy, you will start easier, easier and easier and easier and even easier to let go of all that negative. And when you meet a person who is really in the uh, negative energies, you will have a simple smile, and you already will see in what place he's living, and you already see what's wrong with that person. And you simply, no, 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 it's not for me, it's not for me. Because you know your own inner nature, which is giving you positive and good feelings. And you are enjoying that state. We already talked for too much, but we have no no way that we could not talk about it again. So thought is understood. What kind of symptoms? First symptom, smile on the face. Second symptom, he doesn't want to think. Thinking seems really hard. And you want to do something, really something adventurous, really something interesting. You cannot just sit on one place. It's not too boring. Let's do something, do something interesting. Those are symptoms. Do something in awesomeness and interesting way. And those symptoms are okay with you, or you want to go deeper in details, more precise. And when you keep positive and you meet humans, they will take those kind of your energies and will start to feel happier and start smiling with you together. So, something else. What Enrico thinks about his world. We don't think. First symptom, what we experience through this human, about this human, what we experience through the hemispheres of the brain, that we are not thinking. We have like inspiration. In that moment when we have inspiration, you don't you are not thinking. You already are asking. That inner intuition is already shining outside. There is no there is no machine which is cultivating or thinking or washing something inside itself. No, 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 no. No, no. There is no way that the thought is so simple. There is no way that you can just simply smile. We have to do this, we have to do that. There must be something difficult. There is no way that I can just go out and smile and have fun. Let's wash it, wash it, wash it, wash it from all the ways in more human way. That is only like for you to understand the difference between thinking and between thinking and inspiration. So what about our world? There is no other place where you can gain so much, so big energy, you call it dose, so you have never to go. You feel so much inspiration, joy, energy, and you have nowhere to go. You don't know where to go. You want to do, you're like charging, charging, charging all the time. And you don't know where to go. Share everything, tell everything. So much inspiration. Really wonderful place. Enrico. Bye-bye. Enrico. Bye-bye. Enrico. Continue. We should go in action, get up and go and do something. How about you? But you don't have physical bodies. But we have physical forms, like. But you have like physical surrounding, like a field. And you're going inside each other and you feel like energetically so interesting. It's so hard to explain this. Like a big, big, big explosion. That two bodies physically, the two bodies like physically fuse together, and it is like a big energetic ball of light, and explodes like a humor laugh, like two children meet together. They're coming inside each other, and they're like playing with each other, and they are like having fun. Those like analogies to explain this way. Next thing, when you are going more inside this light, you are just dissolving into light. You are nothing in the nowhere, and you exactly feel like really happy. And you come outside of this and you feel, oh, it was so interesting and nice and good, wonderful experience. And you come back and you are coming and going and smiling. But in that way, it is more like energetically, chargingly charge. When humans go inside though that world which is called World of Joy, some people which come out of it and they come outside and somebody reminds them that, oh, you need to stop laughing and having fun because there are problems and stuff, and then go again inside that hole in analogies. So you are experiencing something the same. You are feeling that everything. But in our world there is no physical form. It can change to everything. But that physical that physical interaction. So it's like that. From which world you came here? From world A to the world B. Those worlds don't have that kind of names. We could say we're coming from that world which is called that and that. Simply there is a feeling which you can go inside and feel it. And then you understand by yourself about that all. It's not even to explain in the words. You can tell form. You can tell form. There are X's and numbers, and the door opens, and there's those kind of beings, and everything explained in that word. Because when you are in there, you cannot just explain easily in the world. It's more in the feelings. Would you like to more in details about the world? We want to know how the beings are born. How beings are born in the world where we are now. Wait, about the time? You don't even have a time. Wait, about the birth process. I want to know that feeling. A lot of flowers, really lovely animals, and they tell you you have to be born here. So you have to think, what do you want? I want to know about the previous life, about the previous experiences. We can rephrase it in the linear time. What kind of miracles are those? We can tell you. We want to stay with the question about the process from our planet to this planet. Do you want to know more about the process which you call birth process? Same as you have, and so in our world, in this light world full of light, there is kind of experiences like you have when you wake up in the bed and you think, oh, it was so interesting. A little and a little bit we have the same thing inside of here or somewhere there in our world, here in our world. So it's easier to explain. There is a little bit physical structure which is holding something, so you can look like that you are something, that you are feel able, so you can feel this, but it is like more free, energetic way. In our world, which is more golden and sometimes go into the white, that energy, is like mixing together the way of consciousness. And it did build some kind of physical structure. But genetic structure in our world is carried by parents, a pair. That energetic form, mixing those two two matter two materials together, which you call male and female, and then it creates uh, empty, energetic form. Empty, energetic, how you say it, like empty, energetic shell. And then it sits somewhere. At the same time, there is start button that you can have a birth right here. With a full explosion, you momentarily are driving into this shell, and you have a large feeling that you are the most interesting you are born in the most interesting, wonderful world, and you momentarily understand where you are. You understand where you are, and then it is really fast energies, and those energies really cultivates really fast, and then a small being is ready. And then he, with the most inspiration, with the most energy, he wants to see everything here, he wants to know everything here in all directions. There is even no time to talk to him. So that's how being is born in our world. So let's wait. So let's wait when you call it adulthood, when it comes back. When it comes back to our parents, so parents can ask him, so how it is? And child says, oh, it's so interesting here. So it explains much more experiences, energies, and where he come from, and all his experiences. So this white energy is sent. So this white energy is sent into this grounding point to which you have to aim, and that's how we all are born and realize all the experiences and feelings we have. And that's how we make collective information baggage. So in that adulthood, which you experience all this wisdom, and in our world, when somebody is born, he automatically gets that wisdom inside of him. And those beings who are in the adulthood, they can give this information field. And sometimes newborns even further explain this wisdom. So safety from what? So what about the safety? We can congratulate yourself. So why it is so scary to lose your identity? So why I am afraid to let go of what I think who I am? For example, that I am everything that I am. That I have parents, have work, I have to do this, I have those interests, and I am afraid to let go of all of that. And what will happen when you will let go all of that? What so special can happen? What should you be afraid of? So why are we afraid of? Yeah. So there is no confidence that something big can happen when you let go of your identity. Sometimes we create those thoughts by yourself. Some people have those thoughts that there are those holy and large and etc. beings. And sometimes humans are in those concepts that there is a concept, something big. There is something big, and that you should let go of all of it. And when that feeling is coming near, that you have to let go of your identity, one more concept is coming into the mind. So why should you even hold your identity? I am teacher. For example, I am teacher. I cannot talk to children like in bad ways. But when you let go of this form, when you let go, you start to feel this freedom. Freedom and holiness is coming more and coming into your life. And simple fear is just unknown, like kind of stress against one more concept that could happen. So, is there anything more we can ask about this? For example, I would like to stop to Australia tomorrow. Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? What holds me back? So what holds you back? Why you ask me? What holds you back? You should be already stopping to Australia. You have to go inside yourself. You have to go inside yourself. But firstly, you explain what is holding you back. I think it is like, I think it is a habit to everything. That the way how I do the things. So you found the thing which is holding you back. The question is, what do you want for us to tell you? Do you want us to secure you or explain you further? And so we think on. So it was all, or do you want something more? At the moment, that is all. We want to say, sometimes humans are thinking too much. People really often feel inside themselves how to say something. We don't know what is that, but they have only that feeling that they have to do something unpeaceful. And sometimes, more often, it is like unaccepting yourself. And that is another form of energy. But in more details, when you have that kind of feeling that you must move somewhere, look once again what kind of thoughts and concepts are in our thinking. What type of concepts are in our thinking? And once again, with the breath and relaxation, you give a peace to all of it. You give a freedom and airiness to that. And sometimes when people go inside deeper, inside of this, they think, no, we have to make a decision A or decision B. And then it starts, then a stress starts to do this or to do that, to do it or not to do it. There is no talk about making a decision. It is talk about unpeacefulness. And simply, you need a freedom inside yourself, your emptiness and that freedom, your nature of your true self. You have to feel it. You have to go inside of it. And just allow which comes. Don't hold yourself back. Don't hold yourself in that stress that obligatory you have to make some kind of decision. Just more freedom. And there is no other place, there is no other country, and there is no other location where would you feel more like yourself than exactly in this exact moment, here and now. That is your country, that is your location, that is your place, that is your work. Just feel yourself, know yourself, and allow yourself to be. That is that place where you have to be, where you will realize yourself. When you understand that you don't have to go somewhere, you just come back to yourself. So continue. So about the child, about that newborn. So do you have some kind of family when you come all together to dinner? So, sometimes the newborns doesn't even really exist. They just observe all the worlds which are, you could say, it doesn't even have an action. But it's like united in all that unified unification cosmos or something. You can call it like a union with everything. So, are you celebrating birthdays? We just experience, observe them, and we know it. Like every moment when we meet you. You can celebrate all the time. You don't have to celebrate only one day in the year. You can celebrate every day. Where is that cool being who can feel happy and laugh about everything? Where is he? So, in these connections, I didn't experience those times. We have history. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, parents of our parents, they couldn't have fun like us. Who first started? There was a union. It wasn't like one man came here and started to laugh, haha. It was like all together. They all together started to have fun. How to have that all-togetherness of having fun with the humans. Just it would be for humans like if they would exist. All possible problems would not be that. So the problems would be no way for humans. That would be not that direction. That exception. Problems is not the way, exception for this only moment and this dig site, and to make this place even more beautiful. All problems, let them be. Just make it empty, observe what is already done, and start to remake yourself. How do you wish it to be? And just realize and know that side where you don't want to come back. You don't want to come back there. That negativity. Mostly all humans know where they don't want to go. Those inner battles. You know that you don't want to go there. So, type of civilization in his own nature, a whole civilization in their own nature, they will start to change how they see and how they do, how they say. It will be inside of each one of human. Momentarily it will be inside of each one of you. That happiness. So more comedies and less battle scenes. And every moment it is becoming even more funny. For all the humans altogether. Our humans are having more fun than in the 16th century or 12th century or something. So the question is if there are more battles in 16th century than in nowadays. I think yes. Is that a question? So what is the question? I think in human way they think that more battles was in the 16th centuries. In older times, humans didn't hold inside themselves so much. If a human didn't like something, they just took a sword or axe, and all those situations were solved. They didn't hold so much emotions inside of them. So, comparing to this, yes, so-called battles would be more, but nowadays you are going more into inner, how you say, inner exploring, experiencing this inner self, and you are making inside yourself all of these problems, stresses and unknown sicknesses, that and that. You're just holding inside of yourself all of this and cultivating. I believe we can call it like introverted masochism or something. Maybe you can call it like that. Like inner masochism. You are not like suffering physically, but you are like more emotionally. You are making inside. You're building in on the inside. You are building like walls, and on the inside you are making yourself suffer on the inside like more and more. Just allow yourself to be, and then you will know what you want and what you don't want, and all the baggage, what is coming out of so-called wars. You know, and you feel in your heart space that you don't want that. In these times, in these times, you are really different from those people who were before in the old times. But wonderful. We would say simply that you are, we would say more like you are just more shiny nowadays. People are shining today. You tell, you, for to the old human, you tell him, do good things, and human be like, silent. Mm, don't do like this. The answer is have silence. And then you realize like you are talking to a wall. He will go and he will do what he wants to do, what he got in on his mind. There are no breaks for the old human. And silence. Introverted masochism has begun. Let's come back to the questions. We have a question if you have any other perspectives. Yes, our perspective, on the other hand, of your perspective, don't be so big masochists. So, so what about your own perspective on your perspective about special things? Or you all are like on the same wave? So the question could be like, for example, a relationship. For example, men and women. So man says, let's go forward, and women says, no, let's go to the right. And it is like different perspective, different view, different opinion. If we have that kind of dose, so do we have different opinions? So who is winning? So winning is that one who has a bigger sword. Joking. So they're like completing each other. Completing. More often, there is a thought, let's go forward, and the other one says, no, I want to go to the right. Oh, so really interesting. But so interesting feeling. Maybe let's go to the right. Maybe I feel maybe better go to the right. I just like a feeling when we go to the right. And nobody has went nowhere, but the feeling stays. But I like this feeling. So maybe we go forward. You wanna? Yes, okay, then let's go forward. So it's one really interesting, and one more time, energy feeling, energy experience. Energy. From our perspective, for you, those are only words which we are saying. But from our perspective, on our side, the being, we're looking at the human, what type of human he is. And if momentarily you feel like that light and shining out of it. Where did you get that feeling? Like, how could you experience that kind of feeling? It's so interesting. And then it like goes all together. Oh, it's so interesting feeling. Interesting feeling, and you are so interesting right here. Do you sometimes argue between yourself? What means arguing? So, after all, to the right or we go to the forward? Straight. Right or straight? What means argue? What means argue? Don't allow. Don't accept means not accepting interesting experience. Why wouldn't you like to experience something interesting? Enrico. Maybe in a more simpler way. If there is someone who offers to go to the left, there is offering to go to the left. Many humans who wants to go to the left, and another one offers go to the right. There are no decisions, there are no situations when we come to a decision making. To the left or to the right. We are not going to that decision yes or no. We don't have that decision making moment. There is just action, momentary action. There is no decision making moment. There is just no that kind of time. To the left or to the right, there is not even that situation when you try to decide to the left or the right. There is just inspiration where everything goes on and on and on. So we don't even think to do that or not to do that. If we have inspiration, we just take action. So if we would have it, then we would energetically explode and go broke or something. Or broke up. But it's just a translation of the feeling. Because energetic shining is going through. And it just... And so it just goes broke up. But it doesn't happen here in that way. You can look inside yourself and have a confidence. Is there any thoughts do you want to ask? And it cultivates. But if you are allowing that energy current, a more strong current of energy, that cultivating washing machine will be broke because it cannot just hold that energy. And then sometimes it can happen like your head starts to headaches and etc. Explanation. But about arguing, looking at the perspective from this human view, it would be interesting role play. I want to go to the sea. Second one says, no, let's go to the park. And then you have to act like angry. And now I will act angry. No, I want to go to the sea. No, I want to go to the park. So interesting experience, so interesting situation. Do you feel this energy? It's so interesting. So interesting. More simpler explanation. So it was all? I want to ask. Then ask. I want to know. then you know. How do I connect to my higher self? How my higher self connects to me? Because sometimes I have a feeling like I would really like explode. I want to know how to feel like sitting in my room, how to connect to my higher self. We like that thought that you have your own higher self. Very interesting. Nobody else's, only my higher self. My own personal higher self. Let's look at this again. Laughing comes and etc. Wonderful. Let's allow. And as soon as you will learn to allow yourself that those laughing is just body's energetical reaction and just appears some kind of tingling, laughy, and energy is just you just have to allow those energies go through your body. Allow this feeling of joy inside your body. Unconditional feeling of joy. Just allow it yourself, and it will be so easy feeling that it is also everything is so interesting. You'll have that feeling. So the question is how to save that feeling that you're connecting to your higher self with your own highest nature, with your nature. Just go deeper inside yourself, go deeper inside your breath and in your own feeling and save it. Focus on it. And from the moment when you start to feel what you call holy or full or powerful energies, from that moment you are putting inside of yourself like softness, allowance to that energy current or flow. And you don't allow yourself that you have to do something, think something, that every thought that makes you do some action which takes you away from this present moment, from this now I am state. From that moment, when you feel this flow, when you feel this feeling, you just go further, saying that you want that feeling, that you are now here, right now, in this present moment. And you don't have to think that, oh, I will do it later when I go to job and sit in my chair and something like that. It's already too late. Just allow yourself here and now. Allow, and then it will happen by itself. Just relax and enjoy this moment. That would be universal explanation or proposition. So what would you want more to explain about this? Would you like to in more details? I have to prepare myself. So if there are any other question? So I want to know about that digging. So, so without that digging. So if so, letting go of that negative moment, there is a fear that I would not uh, have enough resources to letting go of something negative. So, so this is why I cannot let go of moment of digging. So, suggestion is just how do you perceive exact situation. So, if you don't think about financial state, you just look on the situation with no conditions. Situations are unconditional, free and flowing. Situations have no conditions like that. And financial states, which could not be enough, have, even those don't have that so looping is even not so there is no big importance to this financial thing, and the decision making is not so important as you think. More allow yourself in the inner, on the inner side, that you allow yourself to do what you do. Just feel free inside yourself that the work that you do is unconditional. Situations which are happening, let them happen. Unconditionally as well. Let it be as it is. That importance, just let go a little bit. And when humans starts to let go and allows himself to flow, doesn't hold to something, he lets more freedom inside of him or her. And the human who is in the loop, he's really like this. But the human who is really free-flowing, but on the inner side, he's really fro. He has the view really wider, and he sees more situations and more opportunities and more and more. There are really much more opportunities, which gives you opportunity to live in a different and more happy way. But when human holds to no, you have to do like this or this, there is no other way, like you're gonna do this, and it holds into the ground and you cannot hold there anymore. And does it explain something in any way? The only question is how do you get that free, easy state? Do not hold to thought that something is right or something is wrong. It's gonna be good or bad. Do not hold to that thought. Just let go. Should we continue? Is it gonna be good or not gonna be good? If it is right or it is wrong? What to do tomorrow? What to do after a week? What about a date? That will come. That will come. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. I need to do this. And and the bed must be ready on the evening. More freedom, freedom, freedom from beliefs. More freedom. Let go of the fingers which are holding in the ground. And then you can have such a beautiful experience which universe is offering you. Really often you don't even have to make a decision what to do. Really often you don't even have to make a decision. Just just change your behavior. You have to more freedom inside yourself, cultivate it. Situations have a way of solving themselves. So, yes, we can continue. That's so interesting. Is there any interaction between our worlds? Yes, it is happening right now. Unconscious interaction. When something changes in our world, does it affect your world? Let's see this. So, everything is connected in some way. But if exactly, for example, if a stone drops in your world, then something happens in our world, there is no that kind of interaction. But interaction is. But there is interaction if in your world happens a really large, a big, uh, really large thing, experience, it will affect another world, and another world will affect another world and another world, and it's like a reaction, chain reaction. And like other worlds will feel that human civilization has really largely changed somehow. It is so wonderful that human civilization has took that kind of step, and then it like another worlds would like to see that what happened on the planet Earth. Wonderful and really simple. Everything is connected, but but not in that way as you think. Something. Only if we choose to experience in that way, but it's not so strongly connected. So what happens here so interesting that you came here? Humans, you are thinking out of you are thinking so interesting thoughts that in all the universe nobody can even think of these thoughts. We have that kind of concept that is really worth telling everyone. When all of you, you yourself, think of such a thought that in life it could be like this, that let's say thoughts are manifesting. And after some time you're already making a book about this, and you are making another book and another book, and then you read this book then you read this book and think like, oh, thoughts really manifest. So interesting, how is that possible? And then you are already rebuilding those thoughts and rebuilding self-made thought. You take it like, yes, it is like that. and then you make it more and more, and then create more into this. And there are really interesting scenarios made out of this. So really interesting scenarios. And you can call them like religious concepts. Yes. So, what about an interesting religious conclusion? Let us think what we can tell you about this. So much. So, what you can tell us? So, our view is really interesting. One of really interesting that we are making really paying so much attention that we thought it would be so beautiful. There is one little really lovely girl who wanted a really small and lovely little white cat. She wanted white cat, and we thought that it is really interesting and so full of loveliness. Next, teacher is teaching children algebra and history, and teaching all of these things which happened, and really with confidence. And when children ask, does it really happen like that? Think, teacher, teacher, what happened in that year? And teacher really telling the story with a big confidence, and then she makes something more and really more, and then in the end, a really interesting story comes out of it. But after all, not the children and not teacher really lived in those times which she's telling about that story. And there's written so much, and there's written a little big book about everything which happened in that times. And the book is written by the man who really didn't even live in these times. But human had like that feeling that you have to write a book, that I really have to write a book and write more books that I need to publish. So I need to publish something beautiful that other humans can read. And then he sits and thinks, maybe in more detailed story. At the end, that history is not even connected to the real history. And all stories are really interestingly played out. And they are given like it happens exactly like this and no other way how it happened. So when you look at the human who wrote the book, what kind of feelings he had when he wrote that book? Does it really happen? Does it really happen like that? And then he sits and thinks, does it really happen like that? What really happened? And I have to tell really much stories on which that's all is based, how it could happen. And then we have to take really old Mayan calendars. We have to another examples. And the same. So in the same way, it is based. Stories are based here and there. and they start to live in our thoughts. So, what physically happened in those times, the writer doesn't even really know, but he feels like writing the history in that way. But we are for the creations. People like interesting stories, even if it's history. But something like this, only really rare human can make. Before human even tries to dive deeper, he before he even flows inside all of these theories are written what happens up there in other worlds, on other planets. Very much humans already described what could happen up there. And that's how really interesting stories are made, which makes us really interesting and wonderful, how you can even write something so interesting with that energy, with that feeling, which he wrote that story. And then we think about a human. Oh, what a interesting human! How he can even make those scenarios, how he plays out those situations, how he makes this story, and we think it is really interesting. That's how you see it's like playing with each other in his own made shadow and thinking. Does it apply to Bible? Yes, it applies to Bible as well. So do you have that uh, um, creativity? So how do you interpret interpretate the creativity when you make together the things? So what is the question? With no shovel, only with the with the sword. Yes, yes. We didn't put anything all together. We didn't put anything all together. We just uh, say we experienced those experiences and situations which are more interesting and more interesting. Our creativity is on the highest level. If we take a look at what means creativity to a human, in that terminology, which we see here, it is not the creativity, it is really hard thinking and problem solving. But creativity is like inspiration which momentarily comes out. Momentarily comes out. If it would be uh, if it would be drawing, then you take paper, take pencil, and you start drawing, and you don't even know what you're gonna draw, what you're gonna paint. You don't even know. Then you draw one line, second, third, fifth, and out of your inspiration, you feel what you want to paint, what you want to draw. So this story about the human's creativity is this. I need to paint something beautiful. I don't know what could be beautiful. And are others going to like this or are not going to like this? I don't know what to think about it. I have draw one line. It is not beautiful. I have to throw it back. And that's how you see creativity. But in our sense, creativity, but in our sense, it is like self-made suffering. It's not creativity. But when you draw a line about when you are happy about every line that you draw and you have that inspiration and you make every line with the big inspiration, it makes more interesting and more creative way and experience. On the other hand, you take your suffering and you are making it look really bad with all that creativity, your so-called creativity. We would like to tell that humans uh, humans not really don't really know what is creativity. They are making it too hard in their mind, and and that way people damage their creativity which they have. Instead, they should just allow. So, is there something else? Enrico, what kind of relationship you have with them, Matt? We would like to tell they're really lovely. From us to downward, and from him to above. He has inner confusion and fight with himself. But it doesn't change from another human. We think he's really small and lovely. At the moment, you told that you are many beings here, but many lost interest. Principally, how do you, Enrico, how do you came to Matt? When it began? When it began, everything started before even birth. Why nobody else? Not like, hello, hello. Oh, yes, okay. And that's all. Yes, okay. It was like that. No, it didn't happen like contract. And there you have a signature and a stamp and something with the blood. No, no, nothing like that. In this situation, it's simply you see, you meet, you understand, you know, and everything is really simple. Yes. Once again, telepathy and energy which we feel in our world like language. More often it is experienced with the spirits. More often you see that human, you feel that human, you understand that human. Yes, let's go, and you feel each other. And you feel each other and you say, yes, let's go, both sides, yes, let's go. You feel that other human. You telepathically like uh, accept each other. We would say more light beings, more light human beings. You simply understand without no language, no words, no mind. With the feeling itself, you already understand everything. Before this connection happened, there was yes, and it started even before this physical life. When yes, let's do it. It is everything is clear and we do it. Something like that. So, what was the question? That is not idea. So, could it happen like Matt would forget about this connection before the birth? we would we would knock on his door even more, he says. But if Matt wanted, he could dig deeper and deeper, deeper until the moment when it's enough, and then we would knock on his door. And there will come a moment for each one of you when you just start being, just start allowing. I don't have to dig. I allow myself to be, and then you allow that beauty and that interest come out of you. But if you are looping and thinking too much, you have to work, you have to earn money. Does that beauty see you? Situation happening. That beautiful experience, does it see you? Or you have to do too much things and that beauty just don't want to insist on you. Interact. Don't want to. But if before birth you chose to dig inside deeper into the problems, then all problems are just challenges more harder to be solved. And then those energies go in other direction. Because that is that desire and that is that energy which wants to go in other direction. And that's how you meet all that beautifulness in another way. So we want to tell another analogy story. A woman wanted a child. Child, I need a baby. Women alone wanted a baby without no man, without no husband. And she searched for a husband and no, that husband is no good and another one is no good. No, he is not the right father and she's searching for the right man. 30 years and she realizes that all the searches, it's enough for her. And then she cries and she lets go. She cries and lets go all of her thoughts and concepts about the perfect father. And then, like on the miracle, on the same work or on the same shop where she goes every day shopping, when she did let go of her concept, she at last meets a man who is the right father. When she puts up her eyes and sees the man, that energy resonates and the man appeared and the right man appeared and the human appeared. And this story is about that all the humans have already all that beauty inside, but those concepts sometimes make it more difficult. So, yeah, is there something else? Are there any how to say things that you want from the humans? Would you like to be more like human? We want it to be like more colorful and when human truly be happy, when a human truly loves somebody with all his beauty, when human lovely do something from his heart, he really is being happy. And he radiates his higher self, highest nature to the outside like shines like a sun. That is that which makes each human being and all beings life more fully, completely holy and more beautiful. So experience is that to feel it more all together in union, sharing and experiencing all together, close to each other. That would be uh, what we would like to see. Are we wonderful? Yes, you're wonderful. There's a question about Mayan calendar. On the May, there is a question about Mayan calendar. What do you want? I am learning about the Mayan calendar. Wonderful, wonderful. Do it. I wanted to ask what you think about it. So how do I... We congratulate you on the study of Mayan calendar. So, what is the question? What do you want to know inside of that Maya calendar? And that's the way, that is the thing that I don't know what I want here. We will say more simply, when human decides what he wants, it is easier to find that what you want, because you know what you are searching. But if you are in that searching process, then if you find something, then you have that moment of finding. It is even more nice feelings. Yes, so excited to find something in the search. Bingo. How 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 the death process is happening in your world? There is a moment, even for you on this world, which is really often seen, when those moments are different, when you realize and understand that everything that you wanted to see here and experience here, you already fully experienced everything, and you got everything, and you realization, then you have that realization and awareness that place where you come from, and you realize your own highest nature, and you just shoot out and go away. It's like you shine out of yourself fully. Here it happens really often, and they resonate. So there are many people who resonate on this level. So there is a how to say it. So there is that state. So there is that state when you take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and birth. To be born is easier in that way, but going away. But to go away through this meditative state, easy. It's like flowing, really flowing away. And you can experience that. You can experience that in the meditative state, when you take all of your lively experiences with you, and you rise above into the light, and you can call it death process. So you take with you all your experience, all your wisdom, and all beauty which you have seen in this world, and you rise together with them. Almost like digging, only in other direction. And another shovels. I wanted to know more and deeper how can I connect to my higher self and how to I know information which I need here now. For example, what type of shoes do I need to wear today? For example, what type of question do you want to ask your higher self? Firstly, you have to decide the question. How what should I ask my higher self and how to receive an answer? And then what do you want to ask him? What do you want to ask your higher self? Firstly, you don't have to push your higher self, because the way how do you receive your answer are mostly really different. Because usually how you give a question, you receive an answer. About the pizzas, what should I take? Big pizza, small pizza, go left or right? That question. So the most important is the understanding that you yourself is the one who experiences and is the experiencer. Experience and experiencer. This life, this moment, in exact this moment. Yes, if you don't want to experience this feeling, it's like going away from your higher self. Yes, firstly you have to forget that there is a situation or a problem which you have to solve. Because you digging deeper in that experience and harder experience which you already have. So, for example, so really important question, should I go to work tomorrow or should not? You can ask yourself. And the answer is really simple, that is your choice, to go or not to go. But sometimes people have this depression, no, I should do this, that, or this is bad, and then again, it is not peaceful, and you need energetic form which is letting go of this depression or unpeaceful feeling, or you have to let go of that belief what is right and what is wrong. And then again, how you are asking this question, based on feeling how you are asking this question, we would like to say that that connection which you are making is needed. You need inner peace, inner light, and inner easiness, airiness. And that is the way how you will receive understanding about the life, what you need to do and what you should not do. That is simple feeling, which is coming along with you in your life. Constant unpeaceful feeling, you have to let go. And then your higher you will receive that simple energetic feeling, like an understanding that everything is good, everything is peaceful, really airy and easy going feeling, that you are completely, fully, that inner depression is always let go. So really often when humans ask about the higher selves, those important questions, they simply are asking about their inner stress. But the suggestion how to ask a question simply to ask yourself. Ask yourself and ask your feelings. Ask your nature. How to say we put. What is that which I should go for? Where should I go? What should I eat? What should I put on of the clothes? What is that? And in the feelings, it is really clear. And then again, after that, you can think about it, about your feelings. So the question. So you like it? We would like to say simply ask yourself, what is that? What would you like to do? Really? What would you really like to do? And then you ask how to receive answers for your questions when you already know the answer. And then thinking starts.